Thank you all for being here, our staff and the public for being here today. At the outset, I want to acknowledge that our technical limitations may cause a fuzzy video for our viewers, so I just want to acknowledge that. As we get started, I want to conduct a roll call of commission members who are here with us. First of all, Danielle Benson.
Here.
Bill Bornstein. Here. Bill Prater. Here. And Judith Rochelle.
Here.
All right. Again, appreciate everybody being here. And if I may, let's open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you join me, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you for that. And as we start, I want to remind everybody that rules are very important, and they're a reflection of the mission and the responsibilities and the constraints of the law that establishes the commission, as well as the realities of the industry and the patients we serve. As things change and new knowledge, new needs, new opportunities arise, we must make amendments to the rules to keep them relevant. And this is an ongoing and difficult effort that requires our attention. So we meet here today to hear from the public on proposed rule changes. I want to thank the commission members as well as staff for the work they have done in researching and working on these amendments to the rules. I know they've spent a lot of time and effort on these, and we appreciate your efforts. Also want to thank those who have taken the time to provide comments and feedback already, and we'll be speaking to those in a little bit. On September 22nd, 2023, the Commission posted notices about our proposed rule amendments to Rule Chapters 351-2, 351-3, 351-4, 351-6, and 351-7, which included the synopsis, exact copies of the rules outlining the proposed amendments, and citations of authority. Those notices will still be publicly available through our website. These rule amendments are informed by the practice in the field and the work of the commission staff, licensee feedback, and feedback from other stakeholders. In addition to furthering our goals to foster patient safety and product quality, these rule amendments would also provide clarity and direction to ensure a smooth pathway for our licensees to work with pharmacies to expand access to medical cannabis for patients throughout the state. We're going to, do we have anyone signed up to speak today? We have one. If anybody wants to speak, they can sign up with Nicole. All right, so we have one speaker today, and let me remind our speaker today. We've got 5 minutes, and since we've got a light agenda, we might give you 5.5 minutes today. If you would, if you can, speak to the citation of the specific rule that you intend to speak to. And yeah, we appreciate you being here and your willingness to speak. So at this point, unless there's any comments about commission members, please state your name, your organization, and share your comments.
All right.
Please stand up.
All right, y'all. Well, I was shocked to find out that I'd be the only speaker today. And admittedly, I use ChatGPT to help me go through and comb through the rules. I will not be citing specific rules today, but I am going to speak and comment just so I can be heard. So let me take a nice deep breath so I can address all of you. I do want to thank you this evening for your time and attendance. It is not missed on me how much labor you have in front of you, and thank you for that. My name is Christina Flores. I'm the founder and CEO of a small advocacy organization here in Atlanta called Girl Blood. Our mission is to educate our members on safer cannabis consumption practices, how cannabinoids impact the human body, as well as cannabis and maternal I possess cannabis education certification, and I have been a social justice advocate for over a decade now, working with some of the nation's most impactful nonprofits and coalitions here in the United States, some of them being BYP 100, Greenpeace, as well as the Center for Popular Democracy. But despite my tenure and my credentials, I am here just as a mother, a community member, and cannabis consumer. So I do want to say that I am very happy to see the changes in laws that have happened over the last week, but we are still dangerously behind. I think I don't have to tell you all that, you know it, but we are still locking up Black and brown people at an alarming rate for cannabis consumption and possession. While just states over, our peers are able to access cannabis without fear of criminalization, and we have to do better. But more importantly, we need to be including maternal health in the conversation. Georgia's still so far behind. We haven't even begun the conversation of cannabis and maternal use, which I know can be a little bit scary. I want to say that as we move forward and look at rules such as this, that we are implementing better laws and rules that include cannabis and maternal health. I'm here today to urge this commission to take a look at Black maternal health income outcomes, and particularly how cannabis laws exacerbate the issues for Black women in hospitals. They're being torn away from their families, using things like child protective services and ripping them away from their families for medicinal use. So I'm here today to urge this commission to push for radical cannabis reform that includes maternal cannabis research and use, and it's when it comes to deciding about these rules. It is essential to consider these maternal health outcomes, as I said, and the impacts of these rules on the Black community can vary wildly on several factors, such as access to licensing, ownership opportunities, and disparities in enforcement regulation. I'm here today because Black people have endured criminalization in the streets as well as in hospitals, and we must be intimately included in the legalization of cannabis and the voting on rules here in Georgia, so that our needs, our perspectives, and our understandings are not missed. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Flores, if you would just remain up there. Any questions or comments from the commission?
I've got a question.
Certainly.
Could you clarify, when you talk about maternal cannabis use, you're talking about,
Consumption during pregnancy and postpartum.
you're talking about under the auspices of a being registered as having a medical condition
Yes.
for which they're qualified.
Mm-hmm.
And you're advocating for more research and the effects of that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that clarification.
Any other questions, comments? Ms. Flores, thank you for being here. We appreciate your comments. And I think we are in alignment in our concern for the health of Georgia citizens and mothers in particular. So we receive your comments well, and we'll certainly consider that. I will ask are there any specific rules that you wanted to speak to, or just your general comment?
I don't want to waste your time in speaking on it. The thing that's most important to me is the application process and equity in applications, so Black and brown citizens can actually be a part of the legal operations that are going to sprout up here in Georgia. So,
Right. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you so much.
We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole, any other comments? Okay. All right. At this point, I'd like to recognize our Executive Director, Andrew Turnage. Andrew, if you want to speak to any of the written comments we received prior to this meeting, I think that would be helpful.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, members and members of the public. Thank you, everyone, for being here this afternoon to participate with our proposed rules amendments. Commission did receive written feedback from a pair of sources before the deadline to submit those written comments. We received written comment from LeafLink and the topically that is addressing some recommendations as it results to transportation in some of the areas of the rules that deal with moving product from a production facility to other licensees. We also received some written feedback from Medical Genomics with their recommendations for 2 areas of laboratory testing. And those will certainly be included in the written feedback and record for our proposed those rules here in process. And I'm happy to answer questions to the best of my ability as it relates to both of those.
Any questions for the executive committee? Andrew, anything else?
No, sir, that's everything we have to present to you today as it relates to the public hearing and public feedback.
Okay. Since we don't have any other folks signed up to speak, and Andrew has shared what has already been delivered to us in terms of comments, we are coming to the conclusion of this meeting and this hearing. We do appreciate the comments and feedback on the proposed amendments to the rules. As provided on our public notices, the commission is scheduled to meet virtually next Wednesday, November 8th at 4 o'clock to consider the adoption of the proposed amendments to the rules. I would invite the public to send in any further comments to the staff for our consideration. And those comments are always welcome. So it's a very important part of the democratic process to get that type of feedback. So we invite that, and you can visit our website at www.gmcc.ga.gov for more information. So one more time, committee members, commission members, any comments, questions, concerns? Okay. At that, I will adjourn this meeting at 4:15. Thank you.
Recording stopped.